actually need to slide on this one. There we go. Oh, that works. Good morning, Jared. All right. My tablet says it's 5:30, so we're going to do some emotional regulation, and we're going to take some cleansing breaths to quiet the amygdalas and also notify the rest of the brain that we're going to learn, and we need some withdrawals from the hippocampus bank of neurons, from the dentate gyrus. So you're going to be using some new neurons today. You're going to inhale and exhale 3 times, and I'm going to count you in descending order. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come back in frame. One day YouTube will be like TikTok and I'll just flip it and not get kicked out. But we are not at that day. All right. I am Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Elam II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today we are discussing the 52nd principle of real leadership. Have fun. Yes, happy Monday. Yes, have a magnificent Monday. And the quote that's going to pop this whole thing off is, everything is better when you're having fun. Everything is better when you're having fun. Now, a couple of reminders. Go ahead and get you some liquid gold, some Vasa, some H2O, some water, some agua. This is going to hydrate your brain. Your brain is 75% water, and it needs hydration. And so if you are on the West Coast like some of us, it's 5:30 for us. I've been up for 2.5 hours, and I've been drinking water because that's what you need to do. You got to hydrate your brain. Then you can go have your coffee, your tea, whatever you need. Good morning, Envy. Welcome back to the second live. Okay, with that being said, have fun. How did we get to have fun as one of the 74 principles of real leadership? I had 2 very boring jobs. I worked in the military. I was an Army officer, Captain MP, quite boring work, nothing sexy about that. Food and beverage, nothing sexy about food and beverage either, but I managed to have fun in both of those places and even work in a small business, and I've made learning about the brain fun. So why have I done that? Because when you are learning and it's fun, you want to keep doing it. Yes, water first. You want to keep doing it. So you create this reward system of, I'm going to challenge myself, and then my reward is going to be that I have a new skill and that I learned how to do something that I couldn't do. And so you close that reward loop in the nucleus accumbens and you get your release of dopamine. You say, ooh, I want to do that again. That was fun. Hence, that's why you come back to lives every day. That's why some of you are subscribers on Instagram. Some of you are in challenges. Some of you are doing Real Leader Resources because it's fun. You actually enjoy it. And while you may be working out and sometimes it's challenging, it's still the reward of it is fun and exciting. And so you do it again and again. And I tell people a lot, it's not sexy, but it's interesting. And when you're interesting, people will come back and be interested in what you're interested in. Because this could be very boring and very dry and very dull. There are people who teach the brain and you're like, I don't want to know. Fuck it. Whatever information you got, keep it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to know it. And so that is why fun is one of the definitions, because when you are having fun, you're going to get the endorphins, you're going to get the release of serotonin and healthy dopamine, and you're going to do it again and again and again because it's fun. But it will be balanced. So here is my definition of fun. Fun is the intentional choice to create joy. You're intentionally creating joy. You're doing it on purpose, creating joy. You're creating laughter. Every day I attempt to make at least one joke to make you laugh and smile so that you can feel good and get those endorphins and feel that natural release. You go, this was funny. And then lightness in the moment, while remaining personally accountable to your values and your purpose. So I'm not off doing something that has nothing to do with the brain, that has nothing to do with real leadership, that has nothing to do with the 74 principles of real leadership. I'm staying true to the core meaning of everything that we do and learn here on a daily basis. Now, this fun, true fun or real fun, is not an escape from responsibility. You said, what now, Dr. Donna? So when you say I'm going to have fun, you are not doing it to escape from your day-to-day, responsibility. It is the brain's way of restoring energy, sparking creativity, and deepening your connections. So if you ever went to go do something and you was like, oh, I'm gonna just go do this thing. And the next thing you know, you were connected with the people, you were having a good time, and it was this simple thing that was actual real fun. If you ever found yourself and envy you're creative, know you're creative as well, and you're like, I'm stuck, I got brain fog, I can't do this, I got writer's block, I got music block, creative block, and then you go do something fun. You play with your siblings, you go in the pool, you play a video game, you go outside in nature and have a fun walk, and then you come back and now you have the creative juices flowing. That is what it is. Or you go and now you've decided, I'm going to just go on vacation for a whole week. And you come back, and because it was an actual vacation that you weren't trying to escape from, but you went to the museums, you might have climbed Mount Kilimanjaro or something, you went to the Himalayas, and you had this woosah experience, your brain will be refreshed and restored, and then it will continue to do what it needs to do. But if you go, oh, I'm so tired, I just want to get the fuck out of here, I'm going this 2 weeks vacation, I ain't gonna think about this job, I ain't gonna think about none of this. When you come back, all of that is going to be waiting on you. You're like, damn. Now you're going to spend 4 days catching up on those things. And now it's going to be like, see, this is why I don't go on vacation. So you definitely don't want to make that decision. So whenever you're having fun, Nola and I are back playing Tonk now. She's beating me, which she's happy about, because there was many years when she couldn't beat me in any card game. So she will get up and do a lap around because my primary and my office are connected with 2 doors. She will run through both doors, come back and do her little celebration, because she is happy that she beat me. So she is having fun beating a disabled veteran senior citizen who has joint pain. No, that's not. No, it's all love. It's all good. So that is the definition of fun. So I'm going to ask you, having heard Dr. Donna's definition of fun, was that the definition that you thought that I would be using, or did you have a thought about me saying fun? Did you think that I was somehow going to connect it to the brain, and that it was still going to have to be personally accountable, but this rewarding neurological experience? I know that was a big, giant question. So when I said have fun, what was your initial thoughts of have fun when you heard that principle? And this is our second time going through it this year, but it's long enough ago that you might not remember. And it's a different definition, a more advanced definition. And my coffee is probably going to be too hot, so I'm going to opt for water. Thank you for the brain envy, because I was just about to say that. Take a break and refresh. Take a break and refresh. I feel excited. Yes. The question is, when I said have fun, good morning, Jessica, I said have fun. What was your initial thought of what I meant by having fun? What was the first thought that came to your mind when I said have fun is one of the principles of real leadership? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And envious thinking. And I'm dancing, so I won't hear that humming from that hole that they're working on today on the golf course. I think your chin has a mind of its own. Okay? Laughing and enjoying activity. Okay. All right. Exactly. So notice everybody in envy is typing still don't use fun to avoid work. So everybody has their different definition of fun. And so when you say, oh, I'm gonna go have fun. For me, going to the library is fun. For me, going to look at art in a museum is fun. For me, going to a coffee shop and having decaf coffee and reading a book is fun. That's my way to restore my brain. Now, some people might like to go bungee jumping. Some people might, we live in Las Vegas. There's so much stuff to do here. You just go do whatever for your definition of fun is. And then Envy, because the question popped up. What with fun, I thought it was about just doing things I enjoy. I like the intention part, and I believe fun can be made in most situations. Exactly. And so that's what I was going to say, Envy, is that when people say I'm going to go have fun, what they're really saying is I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to have to focus on my responsibilities or nothing. I just want to go be irresponsible. I just want to go do some shit that and then blame it on I was having fun. But if you don't have a why for why you're doing it, how many times have people went on vacation and came back and said, that shit sucked. That cruise was terrible. I thought we was going to have some fun because they didn't have a strategy. They didn't say we're going to go on vacation to do these things. Here is my why. Here is my expectation from this event and come home. My mother used to go to weddings and all kind of stuff, come home. They didn't have enough food. That band was terrible. And she just said she was so excited to go because it was something different to do. And then she came back and she put all these expectations of fun on this other group of people. And so fun is an internal choice. And that's, as Envy picked up on, is intentional. So if you want to go have fun, you need to be responsible for how you have fun. You can't say, I'm going to go to a concert because it's fun and then get mad because the sound is off. You got to say, I'm going to go to this concert and we're going to do this. And if the music is good, good. But if it's not, then that's okay too. So what happens is you don't like what's happening in life. So then you need to escape. I want to escape. So now it's Beyonce's responsibility to make me feel good about my life right now for 3 hours. That's not how that's going to work. Because you, Amy and Lala, as soon as you get back in the car, they're going to be like, yeah, so anyway, remember what you was worried about before that? Is we still here. Problems still here. Issues still insignificant, others still here. Badass kids still here. Don't matter. Still here. So it's not someone else's responsibility for you to have fun. It's your responsibility for you to have fun. That's the difference. So real fun means that you're intentional about what it is you're doing. And you're saying, am I going for creativity? Am I going to restore my brain? Am I going because I need, give me 1 second because I had a brain current. Or am I deepening my connection? Am I deepening my connection with myself or other people? It's a creative experience, or I'm getting it to restore and get energy so I can come back to my existence. And it doesn't have to be for a month. It could be for 20 minutes. It could be for 30 minutes. It'd be for 2 hours. But the expectation from the unaccountables and the hijacked amygdala and the emotional dysregulation is now it's your responsibility to make me have fun. I'm supposed to have fun. I want to have fun. And it's your responsibility to ensure that I have fun. And that's why it doesn't work. And more people are disappointed than not. Man, that movie sucked. Man, we supposed to go on vacation. We went to that party and wasn't nobody there. Because you were looking to escape and you were looking for someone else to ensure that you have fun. So over here, it's an internal choice. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to go to the cafe. I'm going to take this book with me. I'm going to go to the Pinball Hall of Fame. We're going to play cards at our house in the privacy of our own home. Simple talk game at my desk. And bada boom, bada bing. So that is the difference between basically manufactured fun, good morning Lola, and intentional fun. And it doesn't have to be what anybody else says is supposed to be fun. It is not. My sister, when I worked with her, she used to come. I would be at Starbucks. She would text me and say, where are you at? I'm at Starbucks. Which one? She would come. And then she would sit there, disrupt my piece and everything else. Say, I just don't know how you can do this. I don't know why. Because she was bored and she was looking for fun. But that's not her definition of fun. So she's disrupting my flow. I'm waiting. I'm clearing my head. I used to do that before it was time to go pick up Nola from elementary school. And then here she comes needing fun from an external source and ruining what would be a normal, peaceful afternoon before I pick Nola up from school. So that's the other thing, is that people in your life, you could be doing the thing that you want to do. And now here they come. You were intentional with your fun. And then they came, Amy and Lala bored, need something to do. And now they're impacting your ability. And that's why it's everybody's responsibility. And we were having this conversation on the TikTok live. It is your responsibility to regulate your Amy and Lala. That's your responsibility. It's no one else's. No, they're your, and that's what Noah will say all the time. You don't like kids. I'm like, I only like you. I don't like nobody else's kids because they bad as hell. And so I'm not responsible for your children. Amy and Lala are your fraternal twins. They are not my fraternal twins, so I'm not going to regulate them. I'm not going to discipline them. I'm not going to do anything, because if I do it, then you're still going to let them pop off. It's like this gentle parenting that's taking place that I researched because I was in a house with people doing it. And it's two different types of gentle parenting. Means that you're still going to tell children that they have consequences and repercussions for their actions. Permissive parenting is y'all can just do what y'all want. We're going to do the fun stuff. And so that's what people want from me. You want to be permissive with your Lala and Amy's, and then you want me to be the person that holds them accountable. That's never going to work, because you have to decide what Amy and Lala are addicted to, and then you have to deny them that, and then you have to regulate them so you can go and have fun. Because you could have something planned, and then Amy and Lala could ruin the plans. No, we need a dopamine hit. No, we're not going to do that. No, we're going to do this. You fell asleep. You were supposed to meet somebody. Yes, something happened, and now you on TikTok, and now you done fell asleep. You was watching a scary movie. Now you done fell asleep, and you missed having the fun because they came in and wanted their manufactured dopamine boost. That is why you can have intentional fun when you have emotional regulation. If you don't have emotional regulation, then it's not ever going to work. So is that clear about the real leader principle of having fun, what it actually means? And it has less people involved. And that's still hot. Let's go back to water. And Lola, I will send you your stuff today. What happened was I had some curry chicken at Whole Foods yesterday, and curry chicken took me out. And I didn't even eat all of it. I had like 2 pieces. So I was, not doing well by, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon time frame. Okay, now, the top brain region used to have fun is the prefrontal cortex. And this is what it does. It helps you choose joyful activities intentionally instead of mindlessly. I'm going to say that again. So when you have emotional regulation, your prefrontal cortex is going to let you choose joyful activities intentionally instead of mindlessly. Well, I guess we can go do, what do people do for fun here? What do people do for fun? What y'all do for fun? What y'all do for fun? We hear that a lot when people move here. What's fun to do around here? And so that's not intentional. That's you gonna go and then you're gonna, we went to that thing and we ain't really like it. Y'all asked us what we do for fun. That's our intentional fun. That's not yours. That's why I asked, well, what do you like to do? Well, I don't know. What is there to do? Got it. You just want to be around people. That's not the same thing. I'm gonna just go where a bunch of people are. Extroverts just want to be around a bunch of people, and that's their definition of fun. But that's not rewarding or fulfilling or intentional. Number 2, it regulates impulses so your fun remains healthy, purposeful, and aligned with your values again. So don't go and do something that doesn't align with your values. I'm not going to go to the cigar bar and drink cognac and smoke cigars because I don't drink and I don't smoke. That's not my definition of fun. And then I'm going to have to Febreze my hair and my outfit and all of that. So that's not something that I'm going to do. Other people can go do that. That's not my idea of fun. I'm 52 years old. You're not going to see me at the club. Not about to do that. Especially with this noise, I can only imagine that music will be so loud with these sensitive ears I got right now. And they'd be like, why she got that person in a chokehold? Turn the music off. Turn it off. So absolutely not going to do it. Plus I don't like crowds anyway. And then next, it integrates emotion and logic, allowing you to balance playfulness with responsibility. So Nola does her lap. I'm not like throwing the cards on the floor. I don't want to play anymore. She gets to do her lap, and we say we're going to do 3 out of 5. That probably end up doing 3 out of 5 is most of the time that we have time for. And we play games that she's good at now. We play games that I'm good at. Sometimes I win, sometimes she wins. At the end of the day, we are literally, and one of the reasons why we play, she's going to say speed. I'm going to say 2-hand solitaire, and I was a speed champion, 2-hand solitaire champion in middle school. They couldn't mess with me. Still good at it. It's because with her driving, she needs to be able to make decisions fast in real time, and that's what speed is too. So another thing that you can do to have fun is you can work on outages, and by having activities, you can strengthen those neural pathways without having to be in all this traffic that we now experience here in Las Vegas. And so because speed is, you got 5 cars in your hand, you got to go on each pile, it's real time, and it's seconds, nanoseconds that you got to be making these decisions. It's helping with her reaction time while she's driving. So it's strengthening those neural pathways as well. So it's fun and it's productive, and it allows us to have some downtime, and then, well, not downtime, I hate that word. So have some fun and then go back to doing what we're doing and learning simultaneously. So the prefrontal cortex is where your fun is, and you use other brain regions, but it is actually the brain region that's allowing you to have fun. So my question to you is, because you're getting ready to take a have fun quiz, like, why we had to take a quiz, Dr. Donna? You're taking the have fun quiz to see where you are from a have fun quiz perspective for intentional fun using the prefrontal cortex. Now that you have the intentional fun definition of real leadership of have fun, how often are you having fun in a week? Let's just give you a time frame, because then it's like, well, how often when? So within a week, how often are you experiencing fun? Intentional. And if you're thinking ... so I know the chat is working, in case I'll have to go in and look on my tablet. Ellipse brain. Is it not working? Oh, 20%. Good morning, Virginia. We're talking about having intentional fun. 20% of the time, every other day, roughly, for Envy and Nola. Listening, I like the topic. I think I actually had fun, not at all intentionally. Yes, and so that's the definition of when you're not having fun intentionally. That's the amygdala's definition, or the hijacked amygdala, the unaccountable's definition of fun. And what you'll also find is that when you're having manufactured fun, you got to keep having it, and you need it more, and you need it sooner. Whereas if you're having intentional fun, you're doing it, you get the release, you get your restorative energy, your creativity, or your connection, and then you move on. But when the amygdalas are running the show, they need to have fun all the doggone time. But then it ain't actually fun. So here's the thing. If you hang out with your friends and y'all have to be drunk to have fun, that's not intentional fun. You said what now? if you gotta have some liquor there, some libations, in order for it to be fun, that's not fun. Why not, Dr. Donna? And you have said it's okay to drink. I have, in moderation, because what's happening is everybody is saying we need to be inebriated. We need to turn into an inebriated version of ourselves for this to be fun. That if we're sober, we don't like each other. we don't like who we are, and we don't like who you are. So let's go ahead and drink and turn into our representatives, and then it's going to be fun. That means that the fun is not intentional. You said let's have game night, but then you said bring some BYOB. And now, or BYOF, bring your own food, we're going to have food, we're going to have liquor, we're going to have a good time. And then somebody starts fighting. And then somebody says something. And then somebody ends up doing a walk of shame and all these other things. That's not fun. It's not. But the amygdala is addicted to it. The hype, the immediate gratification, and the lights and the flickers and everything else. Ooh, we had such a good time. We gossiped and everything. That's not intentional fun. That's manufactured fun. And do it again. We going every Friday. We're going to happy hour. We're going to do all of this. It's not fun. It's not. We're going to get together and we're going to game. And we're going to fuck everybody up. And we ain't going to be ourselves. And that's fun. No, it's not. See, you don't like to have fun, Dr. Donna. Yes, I do. This ain't fun. I don't drink. I don't party or anything else. And I'm a teetotaler. And I planned the best family reunion in Las Vegas of all the family reunions that ever happened. The drunks, the sinners, the saints, the ain't, everybody had a good time at that doggone family reunion. Best family reunion ever, because I know how to have fun. I know how to throw a party. I know how to get everybody excited and have this amazing experience and then go back and be talking about it for years to come. Got the photo ops and all of those things too. So if you need to do something else, we were at an appointment about a year ago and it was Friday and there was a young lady on the phone talking to her friend and they were talking about we need jobs and all this other stuff. And she said, well, let's just get some mushrooms. She said, look, we're just going to do a healthy amount of mushrooms tonight. Y'all gonna do what? We were at somebody's house. We thumbs down her. She had a whole full bag of mushrooms in a drawer in the daughter's room, in the toddler's room. I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. No. As we're just you're gonna have the psychedelic trip thing we're gonna do. No, why you can't just because your brain got to recover from all that. After you do that, your brain needs to recover from that. So if you need to recover from having fun, it was not intentional fun. It was manufactured fun. That's how that goes. That is how that goes. So if you've ever found yourself, gotta go, well, what we gonna do? Who gonna be there? We gotta get all this. That's not intentional. That's not. That is manufactured fun. Amy and Lala are going to jump in and it's gonna be a bad experience when it's all said and done. So don't do that. And I'm not saying you can't go and have drinks with friends and family and have a meal, but when you need that for the fun to begin, that's not intentional fun. That's not what that is. If you are foodies and now it's like, oh, but wait till they bring out all the desserts. This is when it's going to be a good. It's not. That's Amy and Lala working on that because you should still be able to have fun, keep your values and beliefs intact, and then go because remember, restorative. So after the fun, the brain should be restored and ready to go do more brain stuff. But if the brain has to recover from your fun, that wasn't intentional fun. And I'm not saying if you go run a marathon, of course your body got to recover from that. I'm talking about we went and did this, we went to that, and we did this, and yep, you're like, oh, the drama. Oh, it's going to take me 2 days to recover from that. It wasn't fun. So don't do it. The answer is no. The answer is 100% no. Is that clear? So does everyone say, do you understand the difference? Now you like, shit, I ain't had no fun then. You took all the fun away. You took the fun out of fun, Dr. Donna. No, I did not. I actually did not. I gave you some nuggets. I said, this is what intentional fun looks like. Yesterday, for everybody that colored, you had fun. You went and got some crayons, colored with your grands for Sean. If you did that, you had a conversation about who invented the doorknob, and it actually felt like this natural release of dopamine. It was this natural release, and it felt different. It's like, damn, that was cool. That was awesome. I like that. I should do more of that because that's what the brain naturally wants. The brain does not want to be recovering from your fun because then it wasn't. And the liver definitely does not want to be recovering. That's what hangovers are because the liver is trying to get that shit out, detoxing and all of that. So no, you're sitting there in the sugar coma. So no, that's not fun. Okay, about to have our have fun quiz. What's going to happen is this is like the last quiz where there are answers, real answers for that. So it's going to be letter answers, and I'm going to go over the question twice, and then you are going to write your answer down. You don't have to put your answer in the chat, and then you're going to, I'm going to say answer A was F, but that's not going to be because there is no F. And then answer question number 2, the answer was G. Question number 3, the answer was Q. And then you will know where you sit on the answers, and you will total your answers up and know how you're doing on the have fun quiz. All right. So the have fun quiz. When your prefrontal cortex is engaged, how does it help you have fun? That's the question. When your prefrontal cortex is engaged, how does it help you have fun? Answer A, by ignoring responsibilities. Answer B, by choosing joyful activities intentionally. Answer C, by shutting down creativity. And answer D, by avoiding all risk. Question number 1 again. When your prefrontal cortex is engaged, how does it help you have fun? Answer A, by ignoring responsibilities. Answer B, by choosing joyful activities intentionally. C, by shutting down creativity. Or D, by avoiding all risk. Question number 2. Which brain benefit comes from having real fun, not just distractions? Which brain benefit comes from having real fun, not just distractions? So, Envy, you don't have to put your answer in the comments. You could just wait and then look at all your answers because I'm going to review the actual answers. So, again, question number 2. Which brain benefit comes from having real fun, not just distractions? A, restores energy and sparks creativity. B, increases stress and fatigue. C, disconnects you from others. And D, shuts down learning. Again, question number 2. Yeah, no worries. Which brain benefit comes from having real fun? A, restores energy and sparks creativity. B, increases stress and fatigue. C, disconnects you from others. Or D, shuts down learning. Okay, good morning, Sean. We are taking the Have Fun quiz. Number 3. According to Dr. Donna, what makes fun real fun? According to Dr. Donna, what makes fun real fun? A, escaping from responsibility. B, being mindless and careless. C, staying personally accountable to your values and purpose. Or D, doing whatever others expect. Question number 3. According to Dr. Donna, what makes fun real fun? A, escaping from responsibilities. B, being mindless and careless. C, staying accountable to your values and purpose. And D, doing whatever others expect. Okay, number 4. Which activity best reflects purposeful fun? Which activity best reflects purposeful fun? A, scrolling endlessly on social media. B, laughing with friends while learning something new. C, ignoring deadlines to binge watch. Or D, arguing online with strangers. Which activity best reflects purposeful fun? A, scrolling endlessly on social media. B, laughing with friends while learning something new. C, ignoring deadlines to binge watch. And D, arguing online with strangers. And the final question for today is question 5. Why does the brain need fun? Why does the brain need fun? A, to restore energy, build connections, and spark creativity. B, to avoid accountability. C, to suppress emotions. And D, to weaken focus. Question number 5 again. Why does the brain need fun? To restore energy, build connections, and spark creativity. B, to avoid accountability. C, to suppress emotions. And D, to weaken focus. Okay. So the answer to question number 1, when your prefrontal cortex is engaged, how does it help you have fun? And the answer is B, by choosing joyful activities intentionally. Okay, question number 2. Which brain benefit comes from having real fun? And the answer is A, it restores your energy and sparks creativity. Number 3, according to Dr. Donna, what makes fun real fun? And the answer is C, staying personally accountable to your values and your purpose. Question number 4, which activities best reflects purposeful fun? And the answer is B, laughing with friends while learning something new. And then question number 5, why does the brain need fun? And the answer is A, to restore energy, build connections, and spark creativity. All right. So, how'd you do on the quiz? Remember your ellipse, your brain, your thinking emoji. I know the chat is working because I just had to remove an unaccountable hijacked amygdala person. No, it said 100%. I got 3 right, missed the first 2. Well, then you got 100% on the part that you were there for, Sean. I got them correct. Envy said 100%. Awesome sauce. Lola said 100%. Very good. Now, did you know that that having a fun quiz was gonna make you have to think about fun differently? Because I feel like y'all like it is like, oh wow, so that's fun. So the hijacked amygdala people messed that up too. So we've been having fun wrong. Got it. Roger that, Dr. Donna. So now it's supposed to be purposeful too. Everything that you do needs to strengthen your prefrontal cortex, to include have fun. Everything that you do. And that's why people, for my whole life, it makes perfect sense. My whole life makes sense to me now. You always got to do something. You always planning some shit. Why can't you be spontaneous? And all this other stuff. I'm like, because I can't get this time back. I can't get this time back. I didn't think of fun correctly. So intentionally, it's intentional fun. It's not we just go do, otherwise you are just, it's escapism. So the next time someone asks you to participate, ask yourself, is this intentional fun or is this escapism? Does this benefit my brain, or Amy and Lala gonna get some doggone boost from this? Because all those things are designed to strengthen Amy and Lala. They are designed to get them stronger, not weaker. You're not gonna go play bullshit and the prefrontal cortex will be like, that shit was fun as hell. I'm like, no. Prefrontal cortex is not happy about that. Not at all. Playing to the porcelain guy. Oh, we had us a time last night. That was the TikTok sound. So now they put it for everything, and now you're recovering. Headache, hair of the dog that bit you, and all kind of stuff from your fun that took you 3 days to recover. You didn't have one fun night. Now you got 4 kids instead of 3. Ooh, you had your fun. You had your fun. See, I like to plan stuff though. And yes, I'm going to start planning fun. That's what's happening. Exactly. So now it's a different fun. And so that's what I have been accused of my whole life is you just need to let your hair down. Or basically in my case, take it off. You just need to have some fun. No, I don't want to do that. That fun is costly. It's too costly for me to be having that kind of fun. I'm good to go. I told you after my near-death experience, I did drink for 2 years. And I would do 1 Cosmopolitan, drink water, potentially have a 2nd Cosmopolitan, give myself a sobriety test, and then leave. What you doing? No, I got another hour. I gotta wait. Can I have some water? I need some water. See, you ain't no fun. Yeah, I am. I got a child to take care of. I'm not getting no DUI behind y'all talking about having some fun. So I'm going to go ahead and wait this out, have my weight. This is how much alcohol I can consume based upon my weight and everything else. I'm not doing this shit right here. Because we were at that time, Uber and Lyft wasn't as popular as they are now. That was 2007 in Michigan. Wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna just get an Uber or Lyft and come back and get my car later. No, that was not happening. I know what real fun is. Sometimes though, that dopamine escapism is craved, and that's why I know I still have work to do. Exactly, and especially as young as you are, you and Nola still don't have your prefrontal cortex. Not to say that people that have theirs are making best decisions either, as they not. But Amy and Lala will creep in and say, it's just one night. Come on, you haven't been out with us in 2 years. We just got to have a little fun. Just got to have a little fun. What we doing? Who going to be there? How long we going to be? I start asking all kind of 21 questions. What's that? See, this is why we don't ask you to go nowhere. Because see, you just can't. You just got to know everything. I do. I have child care concerns, everything. I got to do. I got to find out, let whoever has my child know. And even when I was in college, and I told y'all when I was in the Army, I found out that the designated driver could get free Coca-Cola all night. I was like, I'll drive. I ain't got to pay for my soda. Shit, I'm driving. Hey, let's give a shout out to all the designated drivers. Woo, woo, over here, baby. Plus, all the drill sergeants had better cars than me at the time. I'm like, who driving? I'm driving your Pathfinder. I'm driving. Hell yeah, I'm driving. Yep, 100%. So now you have a new definition of fun. A new definition of fun. So Dr. Donna is going to roll out with a closing quote. Oh, no. So the top reason Dr. Donna may have fun, one of the 74 principles of real leadership, because fun is fuel for the brain. It's fuel for the brain. And Dr. Donna teaches that when leaders intentionally create moments of joy, laughter, and lightness, they restore cognitive energy, unlock creativity, and strengthen human connections. And without fun, real leadership becomes rigid and heavy. And with fun, it becomes sustainable, inspiring, and contagious. So that's the whole point. So when you're doing this, you are restoring brain energy. You are tapping into your creativity, and you're having a human connection, because you could go have fun and still not be connected to the people that you went to go have fun with, especially if you need some libations to have fun. If that has to occur, then it's not real fun. It's not. If your brain can't take that experience and add meaning and go be creative or say, ooh, that was great, that was wonderful, now I have all this extra energy, let me go do something better and grand, or you don't have this genuine connection with the people that you were supposed to be having fun with, then it wasn't intentional fun, it was manufactured fun. That's what was actually taking place. Okay. Next on the scene is your bet. So that's that. Does anyone else have anything else before I move to the brain bit for today? Any other revelations, takeaways, ahas? Wow, didn't realize that. And if you're going to include it in your what you learned today, then you don't have to include it now. Wig's too tight this morning. Actually, I think it's my headband, my stocking cap. Clear. All right. So today's brain bit, let me slide out the way. See a little brain down there. So look at all my little have fun quotes up there having parties, because the brain is turned up. So your brain as a bed. Dr. Donna, how do you come up with these things? I'm usually sitting in my office looking at stuff. And yesterday I looked at my bed. I was like, no, I was laying in my bed because I had some curry chicken from Whole Foods yesterday. I normally don't eat curry. That was the only thing that was available. And it did not go well for me. I was sick at the second appointment and came home and laid down, replied to everything from my bed. So that was no brainer. Yes. So bad. Never do that again. Anyway, I was laying in my bed and I was like, oh, okay, I got to think of a brain bed. Bed. That's what we're going to use. So your brain as a bed, metaphorically. So number one, rest and reset. So just as a bed restores your body overnight, your brain resets itself through rest and sleep, clearing out mental clutter and preparing you for the next day. I had someone tell me on TikTok lives, if you take in naps, that means that something else is wrong with you. I said, these damn thought leaders. That's not true. Adenosine is low when you are awake and it builds up throughout the day, and you need to go to sleep once it builds up. That's why you take a mid-afternoon nap. And then you wake back up and then you go to sleep at night. It's a natural circuit for sleep. So if you find yourself taking a nap, ain't shit wrong with you other than you've been doing a lot of stuff and now your brain is tired and it's saying, hey, we need a nap. That's why college students sleep so much. Next, the comfort zone. And I know I said comfort zone, but wait. A bed can be cozy, but staying in it too long means you miss opportunities. So similarly, your brain loves comfort, but growth comes from stepping out of mental bed zones. Got it? So mental comfort zones is mental bed zones. Okay, you got them all right. Congratulations, Gordon. Okay, next is support. A good bed supports your body. A well-trained brain supports your decisions, your emotions, and your real leadership. So both required maintenance. Flipping the mattress, sharpening the mind. Flipping a mattress, Sharpening the mind. So moving it, rotating it. If you don't have the one that you can flip, you still can turn it around so that it wears evenly on all sides. I still do that with my mattress. Dream space. Beds hold your dreams. And your brain is the ultimate dream creator, turning imagination into future realities. So the takeaway is this: treat your brain like a well kept bed. Rest it, stretch beyond it, and let it be the space where your greatest dreams begin. So that is your brain as a metaphor, as a bed. Now that's something interesting, right? Because you think about these everyday things and you're not thinking between the dailies where y'all, I'm posting dailies daily, so you will keep looking things up. But now you're thinking about these other things as not these other things. Running shoes, nail polish the other day, and now you're like, well, damn, this is a good metaphor. And I never even thought about my bed in that capacity. So yes, and I said the only time you need to be comfortable is when you're sleeping, recovering from a surgery, or on your way checking out of here. That's it. And it is to refresh you. It is to rejuvenate you so that you can go back into the world and do grand things. But if you stay in your bed zone, your comfort zone, how you going to grow? And if you stay in that same spot on the mattress, that thing going to start drooping. Then you're going to be stuck in it for real. Hold up, wait a minute. I got to get out. Okay. Whoa, let me get my leg out. So that's what's happening. That is what is taking place. So what questions do you have about the brain bed, or your brain as a bed? The bed brain. That is driving me crazy. Whenever I have this white shirt on, it's a white background, I see the loose hairs. Thoughts on the brain bed. And Sean has a question. Nola has a statement. Or a question. I don't know. And I thought about this before we went to the appointments. I was like, have fun. So we need to do something with having fun. And I said, no, let's have a discussion. Didn't think that they were that similar. Yes, they are. They really are. That's why the brain is always thinking of comfort if you allow Amy and Lala to take control. Their answer is going to always be the comfort answer. I have learned when flipping sharpness the brain, I didn't know that. Yes, you just assumed I was going to have a statement, could have been a question. I said that. I did correct myself, my amazing offspring. I corrected myself. I said, you can have a statement, and then I said you can have a question. Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Okay. So before I ask you your 3 questions for the day, here is this is a revelation that I had on the TikTok live this morning. And I know I have been talking bad about the people in the medical community, the neuroscientists, not the neurologists, the neuroscientists, the psychiatrists, and the therapists, the psychotherapists, whatever, and the psychologists. Here is the thing that hit me like a ton of bricks this morning because of a question that someone asked. The person said, they made a statement, "Thank you for clearing this up. I got this cleared up from a medical professional." And I said, no, I am an educator. And it hit me. The reason why, and I told them, the reason why they can't teach you this is because they are medical professionals. And so they think in technical jargon about the diseased brain. So they can't teach it to you because they're not educators. So the people, and I've said this before, who taught you how to use your brain? And it was supposed to be the people that teach you things. And so either your parents or the people who raised you or the educators in your life. The educator is the one who needs to teach you about the brain. Me, the originator and the educator. Because why? Because educators know how to educate. Educators know how to take very complex information, simple, not teachers, educators. Okay, educators teach, just like leaders can be managers and leaders. Managers can only manage. Same concept. So it is the educators in your life who you come in contact with that need to be teaching you how to use your brain. So I just saw a 3rd grade teacher about, I think last week, teaching sentence structure and everything. And I'm saying you need to be teaching about the orthographic processing center, Because like, oh, you have a learning disability. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't learn, especially with these IEPs and everything else. When a parent, you educate the parent, you educate the child on what's happening neurologically, now they can learn. Because that's the whole point. Educators strengthen their ability to learn if they are good educators. Not educators, businessmen too, or fool. So I'm going to give you about 12 seconds to clarify what you're saying before you, because I might be misinterpreting what you're saying. There may be a language barrier between us. So if you'd like to clarify your statement, the clock is ticking. Okay, got it. So I thought so. All right. So as I was saying before, the person looking for a dopamine boost showed up. Is educators are the one who's responsible. So it actually makes more sense that I am teaching people about the brain now than it did before, because I was like, they're the ones who know about it, but that's not the case. So chemistry teachers didn't invent chemistry, but they are the ones who teach you chemistry. Biology teachers didn't invent biology, but they're the ones who teach you biology. So I didn't invent neuroscience, but I'm the one that can teach you about it so that you can learn how to use your brain. That was my revelation today, so I'm no longer upset with the people in that community. And then the person also asked me, another person asked me, well, what about these people teaching 30-day challenges for specific brain things? And I explained to them that works and then it doesn't, because that's what I did. And the reason why it doesn't work is because of emotional dysregulation. So you can do that 30-day challenge, and then it's time for you to actually change and grow, and you can't, because Amy and Lala are not going to let you on their, if they have anything to do with it, they're not going to let you grow beyond what they believe their comfort zone is, and they're not going to let you change. So if it's time for you, in my case, to learn neuroscience and go back and start taking multiple guest tests, if I had emotional dysregulation, they would tell me, you a doctor, you ain't got to do that. Though they should be blue book exams. That's neuroscience. Why you got to take multiple guests? They would talk me out of it, and all the information, Golgi, Kahal, Hebb's Law, MND, First Neurons, all these things, I wouldn't have that information, and I wouldn't be able to share it with you, because my Amy and Lala would have said, you got test anxiety, that makes us uncomfortable, don't do that. Especially don't tell them on the live, you're Dr. Donna, don't tell them you failed the test, it took you 3 times, it might take you 10 times on this next test that you got to take. So yes, people can teach you about specific parts of the brain, but you use your whole brain. So if somebody's only telling you how to break bad habits in the basal ganglia, and it takes you 10 brain regions to blink, what is that going to do for you? So over here, everything is a whole brain experience. A whole brain. How do you use your whole brain? How many brain regions are you using to walk up a flight of stairs, to do dishes, to turn a doorknob? How many brain regions does it take? Because if you just focus on the basal ganglia and eliminating the habit, it still takes the other brain regions to do that. And if Amy and Lala, if you pick a habit to eliminate that Amy or Lala is addicted to, you're going to fail at that 30-day challenge. And then the other people were like, why you can't do this? This is simple. But if you don't know, and so that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't go to a workshop, but I'm saying it's not going to work because you haven't regulated your emotional center. So you're going to go wire and fire, get back. It's not going to work. It's, oh, I've been trying to lose weight for 20 years. Well, if Amy and Lala like carbs and sugar, and Lala wants to ruminate on it and watch crime shows while y'all eat a bucket of ice cream, you're not losing weight. It's not going to happen. You're going to be yo. You're going to lose weight. You're going to gain it back. You're going to lose weight because they're running shit. So the whole purpose is, that's why you got to subscribe on Instagram and start to regulate the emotions. And one day, you're all going to just wake up and know that's Lala and that's Amy. And the answer is no. And then you're going to start strengthening your prefrontal cortex even more. So that's what's happening. It doesn't matter. You can have a big lofty goal. You can go try to get it done, and it's not going to matter, because as soon as your children, your significant other, a family member, an employee, or something says something to you while you're working on this big giant thing, Lala and Amy are going to say, oh my God, that's a threat. They get on my nerves. go seek comfort. And it can derail a 15-year project. My sister was clean and sober for 13 years and relapsed. To this day, I still don't know why she relapsed. 13 years clean and sober, gone. Off and running, as they used to say back in the day at the NA meetings. Who knows? I do know it was Amy and Lala. I just don't know why. And she never told me. So 13 years clean and sober, gone. Anybody in sobriety, like, damn, she had 13 years gone because of Amy and Lala. So again, well, how long should I be doing this? As long as you have an Amy and a Lala. So if you don't have an Amy and a Lala, then you don't have to do emotional regulation. You can go do something else because they're not going to be a problem for you neurologically. You probably won't have cognition, but hey, there you have it. So the point is, it's not their job, it's our job as educators. I'm the originator of it, and it starts with Amy and Lala emotional regulation on Instagram, strengthening your prefrontal cortex throughout your day. So now, having said that and having cleared that up, I'm not going to drag them anymore unless they come for me, then you get what you get. Question number 1, what did you learn yesterday? What did you learn today? Question number 2, what did you learn about yourself? And question number 3, what was your brain conversation with someone yesterday? And I would just like to qualify, go ahead and put your ellipse, your brain, or your thinking emoji. You can have a brain conversation with yourself. You can say, I was talking to Amy and Lala's ass, I put them in a timeout. When I was in my default mode network time, this is what I did. So it's with you, yourself, and I, with somebody else. And now look at Sean putting that thought bubble up there because from Instagram. Sean had a bunch of neurological experiences yesterday on Instagram. She's doing all kinds of stuff, getting all types of new neural connectivity going on, for sure. So what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what was your brain conversation? Oh. I'm gonna have a chip. I need something salty to continue to settle my stomach. Yes, Envy, you have been having multiple conversations with your brain today. When you are in your default mode network and you are talking to yourself, you are talking to your brain. Jessica said, I learned now that naps are needed, and yes, I do take nap often, but it always feels needed. And that's because of the adenosine. Your brain is tired. So the nap is for your brain. Brain is like, look, I'm exhausted. Now, if you got a bunch of stress around you, that's when you eliminate the stress. And that's what that person was alluding to, but they had misinformation. It wasn't the whole story. Mostly just saying, nope, that's not the vibe. But still, exactly. You're quieting, that's emotional regulation because you're keeping them twins in check. I say it out loud. Nola's like, you just sound like you're talking to a toddler. I am. I actually am. 2 badass kids. And the other thing that I would like to normalize while you are typing is that you actually start talking to people. I'm going to start talking to you like that, especially in the chat. And then that way you will start feeling accustomed to using that too. So you'll say, I'm working on a new habit. So I had a conversation with my basal ganglia. This is what I'm getting ready to do. I have natural dopamine, so I close my reward loop on my nucleus accumbens. So people normalize these very technical terms so that everybody can start having these brain conversations, because that's keeping you in your prefrontal cortex too. Do it say how you do the no? What do you mean, Nola? I don't understand that. You're saying do it. Did I develop how to say the no, or does it tell you how to say the no? The no to your amygdala. No, I just developed that. I just said how I wanted to just like demonstrate. No, people raise their children differently. So it's your personal choice how you discipline Amy and Lala. For me, I said in my head, they sound like 2 whining ass toddlers. So that's why I say no, how I say no to them. So just like Jerry said yesterday, thing 1 and thing 2, you get to customize it. Demonstrate how you say no. 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 So that's how I end up saying it to them out loud. Jessica, I had the brain conversation yesterday with some epiphanies while helping my client, with some big epiphanies while helping my client. Got it. I learned that, okay, yeah, you said the naps. All right. Sean said, I learned that flipping the mattress helps sharpen the brain. I learned about myself is that when you come up against something, don't quit, keep going. The brain convo was with my family about who invented the doorknob with my family. And then Noah said, I learned that you have to be purposeful in how you have fun. Intentional. Yes, ma'am. Jared said, I learned that fun incorporated with a task makes it easier and enjoyable. Yeah, don't do anything without a why. Remember, I say anything. Don't go to your kitchen and get a snack without knowing why you're getting the snack and what snack you will be eating. Noah said, I learned about myself. You have to have fun. That helps out your brain. Yes, it is rejuvenating your brain. It's giving it, invigorating it, restoring it, and making it possible for the brain to continue to function properly. And so that's why you need to have fun every day. Every day. I discussed my brain that I had emotional regulation in a stressful situation yesterday. Yes, we went on a mountain palooza spree yesterday, and one person had moved in and the other person was lived in. And so she was hanging pictures over all kind of, it was shit everywhere. Big giant pictures, and it was, yep. And that would have 6 months ago, it would not, that appointment would have not went, like neither appointment would have not went like it went. So it is awesome and amazing. The final thing that I would like to say is this. So you're doing better inside of the Instagram chat. Continue to do that. So I just want to reiterate, every day, multiple times a day, go in there. And the reason why you're doing that is because you're strengthening your prefrontal cortex. You need to be, as a subscriber, you need to be in the Real Leader broadcast channel. You can respond to other people's responses. So you, in order to do that, you hold down that person's comment and now, or the question, and reply button is going to pop up. So you can use that to respond with an emoji, or you hit reply, and now in the chat, we will know what you are replying to. So you hold it down, reply pops up, hit reply, type. And that's how you will keep the feed in order. Now you go back into the chat and go back to the last time you commented. So you're going to go scroll up the feed, see the last time you commented, and anything under that, you then reply to. That's how that works. And so you're closing out that reward loop. I would like to ask the question, and I asked Nola the question, but I'm going to ask you the question too. So wait, one more thing. Stories. Go through the whole stories. The ones with the purple crown on it are subscriptions only. So you got access to everything. People who are not subscribed don't have access to those stories. That's how that goes. And then when you're in there, how did that feel yesterday? So for the ones that actually did everything that I said yesterday, how did it feel going through the stories, going through the chat, responding, having the doorknob conversation? Because I'm assessing, I have a hypothesis, but I need feedback from y'all while we're all here at the same time to tell me how you felt. Envy said, I learned that my brain has a bed. That's news. I learned about myself when choosing to have fun. I need to keep it real fun and not let it turn into loser fun. Great way to phrase that, Envy. Noah said, it was awesome, felt like a community. So my question to you is, how did you feel going through the stories, going in the chat, and doing the things that were in Instant Broadcast Channel? It sounds terrible. That's why I'm saying chat. Because how did it feel in the broadcast channel? I sound like Ted Brokaw or some Walter Cronkite or something. ABC News Tonight with Tom Brokaw. I'm old. It's probably only me and Regina and Lola. Maybe Sean remembers them. Nightly news. So if you're thinking, ... remember the ellipse, the brain emoji, the thinking cloud, anything to let me know that you're pondering what was taking place. It's busy outside my window this early in the morning. It's 6:33. Jared is thinking. And we are coming around third. Once y'all answer this, we are done. because I didn't have a whole dinner. It was amazing after I learned how it works. Who knew that the results? I seriously didn't know. I am punching all kind of stuff. You are. I sent me, you to drew on some stuff and had some things, and you were like Instagram. And now you like Instagram. So same word, different tone, changed the whole meaning of everything. And what I want to use Sean as the example again. It took Sean 4 days to get it done. Sean is not, she's working to become more tech savvy, as people say. And it took her an hour to do some things. And then I sent her some screenshots and some instructions, and then she got it. And as I told her, I said, look at how many neurons were firing and wiring, and you didn't have to pay somebody $155 an hour to get it done. So it was this release. It was like, I got it. I don't have it, and now I got it. And look what I discovered. And so you went on this nice little tech journey on your own, and you had your own amazing experience. And then with you coloring with the grands and posting these simple things that took place, and you had this natural release and this new experience that you didn't have 2 months ago. That part. And remember when I said, Sean, you need to subscribe on Instagram. And I told you that, and you was like, I said, don't keep coming back over here unless you go. And now you over here like, and I know what this means, and then look, and then here, and this, and I was with the grands, and we did now. Let me tell you about this door now, okay? Because see, you thought, and now you turned into this amazing person, more amazing person than you were before. And yeah, so envy. My brain conversation yesterday was with myself through music, playing the guitar and singing what's on my mind, what I want and what I only want because of habits I'm working on breaking. That is amazing, envy. Awesome to you. Very good. It's keeping my brain on its toes. Exactly. And so again, the whole purpose of this is for you all to have that experience. And so I'm not going to comment on everybody's comment, because if I do that, then it's going to turn back into this over here. So that is where you put everything in a practical application. You learn it over here, you practice it over there, practical application over there. So that's what the purpose is. So it's not, if I message you, then I'm going to say that. Am I going to comment and say stuff? Yes. But the learning happens over here, the practical. So it's a community effort where you all are interacting with each other and showing the things that are taking place for you with the coloring. And here's happened. And Drea talked to her daughter who's 2, and she said doorknob. So she's envy walked around. Yeah, the doorknobs are very interesting. We went and counted them, and there's really so many. I never would have thought to even look at that. And so now you had this other experience with your mother walking around, and then Nola and I had a conversation, and she's like, and I didn't know this and this. So that's natural dopamine. And the objective is for it to be a place where it's natural dopamine, where all of the things that manufactured dopamine and unaccountable people with hijacked amygdalas find value in, it's not valuable. And you all are experiencing that you have these own individual customized experiences that are prefrontal cortex strengthening and emotionally regulating simultaneously. From these simple things. Who invented the doorknob? What's your favorite book? What's your favorite quote? Just simple things that don't require this whole, I got to go write a dissertation to answer this question, but it's enough of a whole brain experience. So let me explain again for the dailies, and then we can go. You heard the daily. I said it to you. Then you had to go look it up. So that was listening. Then it was researching. Then you had to say the conversation, and then you had to come back and type it. Whole communication reward loop. That was the whole point. You had to listen, look, and learn and converse. So you were communicating effectively. You were listening, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. If you don't know, ask. You didn't know, so you had to ask Google or chat. Then you had to go talk to somebody, communicate effectively, and then you had to come back and tell us about your experience, which was have fun. Whole loop, 5 different principles of real leadership in something as simple as who invented the doorknob. See how that works? Now, if I had said, in today's lesson, you're going to listen, you're going to do some research, you're going to have to consult with a family member, and you're going to have to write a 5-page essay on the doorknob and its impact since its inception. Nobody don't want to do that. Ain't nobody interested in that. You're like, shit, where is the withdrawal? I got to get the fuck out this class. I got to get the fuck out of it. Right. Wow. You don't even know all that. What's happening? Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Up, down. We're going to paint. All that happened. And you close the reward loop and got some natural dopamine. And when you asked the question and answered the question, there was an exchange of serotonin and oxytocin. So you got a 3 for on the neurotransmitters, close the reward loop, and you learn something new. Say what? All that happened. And all you could do, paint the fence. I'm a genius. Nobel Prize winner over here in the making, baby. Yes. Sign me out of that essay part. And all you did, and that's why I said, it seemed like it's something so simple. Just go ask this question to somebody. Just and see what happens. Just color. Everybody then went and got some coloring books. He's like, shoot, I'm a color too. I went and got some gel. And sat down with the grandkids. The Virginia got some gel pens. Nolan and I went to Dollar Tree. Jared said, you're going to print something out. That's what happened. That's how simple it is. But it has to be in this closed environment. That's why I'm saying when y'all start talking to people, just say, you know what? I bet you this is what you should do. Just go over here and subscribe. And as you say, Jared, just do it for a month and see how you feel. So all of that was taking place for you all yesterday, and you felt different, but you didn't really understand the magnitude of what I just got chills, the magnitude of what you did. It just felt different. And the insula said, this feels different. And the hippocampus said, I like this. And you created a new memory. Printed out the brain. Okay, cool. I can't wait to see that, Jared. And you feel different. And I did that experiment on TikTok this morning when I asked them about their favorite shoes. It feels different. And that's why it's so hard to describe, because you feel different. You feel different. Your natural dopamine release feels different than mine, which feels different than Nola's, but it's there and it feels different. And that's what I told the people yesterday that just subscribed. I'm like, it's going to feel discomfort because you're going to be trying to put it, the amygdala wants it to be comfortable and wants to put it in a box and all that. There is no box for this. It's the brain and it's 86 billion neurons. Every time you see, and sometimes it's going to be a tweet that hit you in your head, a graphic that went pow. Like, damn, why you put that post there? Because sometimes I'm talking to Amy and Lala and then they got to look at themselves. So everything ain't going to be berries and cherries, but it's all going to be, Jessica said it when she was in the PA challenge. I'll give one word, motivation. Anybody want that motivation video? Let me know. I will send it to you. But you listen to that. You like, I wish a motherfucker would tell me motivation ever again in life. $10 billion industry, $1.2 billion in motivational speakers making money every year off of rah-rah, sis boom ba. Does a digital drawing have the same effect as a paper one? Envy, run an experiment. You do it and let me know. I'm going to say no, but that's because you're not physically drawing, but I want you to do both because you can do both. So do it and then let us know. Run your own experiment and let us know in the chat. Yes, send it to me, message me. So the reason why I'm saying message me, because the video is on YouTube, and in Instagram, I can send you the link. In TikTok, I cannot. They still, again, every platform has its peaks and valleys, and you can't send hyperlinks in TikTok, but you can in Instagram. And then the motivation goes away. Exactly, it's like showering. Because Amy and Lala are addicted to motivation, and then they need some more motivation. Now you got to watch 3 videos. Now you got to watch 15 videos. Now you got to go to a conference. Now you got to do all this because it's manufactured dopamine. Yes, so if you let me know, Envy, that would be great. And not let me know, let the group know. Okay, so again, thank you so much for helping with this process as you help and grow yourself. So again, if something doesn't make sense to you, a post in the stories, or why am I asking this question? Why do I have to go all the way back and come back down and answer? Because you need that reward circuit, because you need that learning in the brain, and don't miss it. That's why I'm saying come in 2 to 3 times a day, because your amygdala is amygdalaing. Your dysregulation is dysregulating. And so you're going over there to strengthen the prefrontal cortex. So you're sitting in the grocery store, standing in line, waiting at the bank, waiting at the doctor's appointment, stuck in traffic. We can't be stuck in traffic because there's no touch. A lot of states have hands-free, no touch law. But sitting somewhere where you're not, or in the parking lot waiting, and now just go answer the question. And again, I have 100 highlights. Go through the highlights and say, boom. You send me the message. It's 100 highlights with 100 going in. So there's thousands of content. And in the feed, again, you have access to all the Purple Crown stuff. I got 16,000 Instagram posts. There is no way that you can't. Not in a day, you're not going to be able to go through all of that, especially since I'm putting more and more stuff in there and Nola's asking questions as well. But you did all of that yesterday. So again, 2 to 3 times a day, go inside. You have access to all 3 broadcast channels, answer the prompts, answer the poll questions, and communicate with each other to build out this neural clean community, and not neurotoxicity, but this neural clean community where you are strengthening your prefrontal cortex. That is, I know it seems strange, I got it, and disruptive. When Steve Jobs was making the touch screen, people said, there ain't nobody gonna touch the screen. And he said, they'll get used to it. And what you do, y'all see a screen now, and you just start touching it. That's because of him. Nobody wasn't touching those screens. And now you're like, what the fuck is wrong? This ain't no touch screen. What's wrong? It's 2025. Why y'all ain't got no touch screen? But that wasn't a thing. But this is gonna be a thing too. It's called disruption. Market disruption is what I'm doing. Then making and risk taking. And because I'm an educator, I'm saying, how do we learn how to do this so that it works in our day-to-day lives? Thank you so much for your time and your energy and effort. Give me 1 second, because tomorrow we're going to be talking about embrace diversity potentially. We'll see how that goes, if I get something else guided from the universe. But in theory, we're talking about number 53, embrace. Touchscreen is preferred now. I'm starting to miss buttons. Laugh out loud. Right. And that's what happens. And so now we don't remember a time. We can, but we're not even thinking about it. 84 Riviera had a touchscreen. Yes. And I took a Riviera to prom in 1991, Burgundy Riviera. Ooh, we are dating ourselves. Okay. I thought that car was the shit. Anyway, it was a rental car. Point is, thank you very much. Yep. 84 Burgundy Riviera. Me and Kyrie Burnley went to the prom together. Yeah, he on an Air Jordan tux with the tails. Okay. The point is that we will be back, all of us, God willing, higher powered universe, tomorrow, same time, same place, safe space. Make sure you are in the chat, because you are strengthening your prefrontal cortex and creating emotional regulation. I will be back tomorrow. We potentially could be talking about embrace diversity. Go off, and there's already a question inside of the chat this morning for your daily. And go off and do great things. Have a brain-tastic day. Take care. Thank you. Peace.